I know, everyone has different taste when it comes to watching BLs, and luckily we are living in an era where there is literally something available for everyone's taste and preferences. So, this list today is a list of my personal top 10 BLs of 2024. If I'm honest with you guys, it wasn't very hard to make this list this year because I have been really clear in my mind what my taste in BLs is like and what qualities I need in a BL for it to go on my top 10 this year. I have been watching BL since well over 5 years now, and as the years have passed by, my taste has become quite refined and I'm pretty selective about the stuff I like to watch. My top criteria will always remain production quality, solid script writing, great acting, and chemistry. So, with this criteria in mind, let's look at my top 10 BLs this year. First of all, getting to watch a Chinese BL after years of strict censorship is not something I even dreamed of happening. But 2024 has been a year full of surprises, and Blue Canvas of Youthful Days surprised me in ways I cannot imagine. The story of both couples was beautifully sad, exactly the kind of emotional depth I always hope for in Chinese BLs. Honestly, no one does romantic angst better than China. The uncensored Chinese BLs from before 2018 are proof of this. I completely fell in love with the stories of Jin Shao, Qilu, and Lao Shi and Tinian. The actors did such an incredible job bringing the characters to life. While the ending could have been executed better, I still appreciated how the series came together to tell such a heartwarming story. I'm hoping we get to see more Chinese BLs next year too. I will not lie guys, Japanese BLs in general have disappointed me this year. There are only one or two Japanese BLs that stood out to me this year, and one of them is Our Youth. I think they were saving the best for last because Our Youth completely eliminated every bad memory I had watching Japanese BLs this year. Granted, the storyline of this series is not unique, but what makes it unique is the subtle yet undeniable chemistry and tension between the leads. They made the story come alive with their acting and chemistry. The series raises so many important issues like neglect and parental abuse and how it can look different in two people but is essentially the same. How the two students who are so opposite to each other can find warmth and solace in each other is such a beautiful thing to see. I also liked that there was so much skinship in this series, which is unlike any Japanese high school BL I've ever seen. Happy of the End touched my heart in ways I cannot explain. This is the only BL apart from Our Youth that I truly enjoyed watching. Haoren and Chihiro's relationship is a true representation of two imperfect people coming together by fate and changing each other's lives for the better. I have read the manga of this BL, and let me say that the casting was absolutely spot on. From the visuals to acting to mannerisms, everything was well thought out and executed. The series used satire and dark humor to portray heavy themes like abuse and exploitation, which gave it a very distinct feel. Very rare does a show feel so authentic and close to real life, and this series managed to do that. I don't know what they fed these guys at Nadao headquarters because every single actor that came out of that company has gone on to become a seasoned actor and has successful career as artist in Thailand. JJ and Thor were both trainees together in Nadao, and while JJ succeeded in Thailand as a rapper and singer, Thor became a successful Lakon actor. At the risk of offending BOC lovers, I will say that Spare Me Your Mercy is Salmon's best screenwriting work till now, and have watched every single one of her shows. The plot was wound tightly until the end, and I was glued to my screen for every single episode. Believe me, as a person with ADHD, this is a big achievement. I like how the protagonist, Dr. Khan, was not shown as a clean guy disguised as a criminal. He was in fact a criminal in the eyes of the law, and he made no qualms about it. The series also opened up debate about the morality behind procedures like euthanasia. The Time of Fever would have gone on my list of my top 5 all-time favorite Korean BLs, but it was just so short and left me dissatisfied. I wanted more of Hote and Dongi, and I wanted more of those wet and intense kisses in my life. I love how Hote looked at Dongi with so much love and hunger in his eyes. I love how Dongi was equally obsessed with Hote but kept suppressing his emotions. I want their story to be explored more, and I want season 3 of Unintentional Love Story. But The Time of Fever gave us one of the best Korean BL couples of all time for sure. The only one proved that you don't need sexually explicit scenes to make a BL romantic. This series showcased how love is expressed through devotion and acts of service. Jang Tian and Shen Wang's care for each other and sacrifices for each other wasn't about grand gestures or flashy moments, but it was about the quiet, meaningful ways these two characters cared for each other. This series reminded me that love isn't always about passion or physicality. Sometimes it's about being there for someone, showing up when it matters most, and putting their needs above your own. That all-consuming, raw, and intense love for someone, that forbidden desire that you cannot share with anyone because it will be deemed inappropriate to the society. All of it was beautifully explored in this series. There hasn't been a series made by Wong Da-sol so far that has not been in my top list every year. If she is directing a show, I know it will touch my heart and take me on an emotional roller coaster. I absolutely loved how different the concept of the series was from the ones she has previously produced, but there was still that quintessential Da-sol touch and some commonalities that I could make out from her previous shows into this series. Symbolism plays a big part in all of her shows, and in this one too, I enjoyed making out tiny details about Do-ho and Joo-young's love for each other that won't be visible to you if you don't pay attention while watching. I love how she filmed the intimate scene between the two main characters. You could clearly see the shift in their feelings and how the vibe had completely changed over the years. That was an insane move on her part, and I really appreciate it. Bing and Job made me their bitch, and I was rooting for their imperfectly perfect relationship from the beginning to the end. I even digged out the novel and read it at lightning speed because I couldn't wait for new episodes every week and just had to see how their story unfolds as fast as I can. The production company of this series dared to do something different with the casting and the screenplay of the series, and their gamble paid off because they created a masterpiece of a series that gave us a new and successful CP in the form of Up and Boom. Thai BL companies are so deathly afraid of showing morally grey characters because of fan backlash, and they always seem to show a character that is a good guy disguised as a bad guy. But in this series, everybody realized by the end that Ming was a walking red flag, and were still happy for Joe because being with that red flag was all he wanted in his life. So everybody supported him, no questions asked. This is true progress if I say so myself. And the runner-up award goes to Korean BL Love in the Big City. I love everything about this series from the inception to casting to execution. I like that they kept the ending true to the novel and didn't force a happy ending between Goo-young and Gyu-ho because that wouldn't have been realistic given the predicament they were in. I cannot imagine any other actor playing the role of Goo-young as well as Nam Yoon-soo did, and I hope the series wins many awards next year because they all deserve it. And the award for the best series of 2024 goes to Taiwanese BL Unknown the series. I know you all saw it coming, and to be honest, from the moment I finished watching the series in February, I knew it will go on the top of my best BL list of this year. I absolutely love how intimate the series felt, like how they lived in a normal home that didn't look like a set but like an actual Asian home. I loved the relationship between the three siblings and the distinct moment when Wei Jin realizes his feelings toward Wei Juan had shifted. The friendship between Wei Jin and Sanpang and how Sanpang supported Wei Jin every step of the way. This was a deeply touching series that had me at the edge of my seat every episode because I love when a series makes use of the tension between the two main characters and stretches it out until the audience can't take it anymore. The way I remember every single episode of this drama and how happy we were all watching it, even a year later, is a big deal for me because I'm a very forgetful person. So, my top 3 BLs this year are Unknown the series, My Stand-In, and Love in the Big City. Leave your top 3 in the comments below and let's see which are the most popular BLs of this year. See you next time. Bye.